Title: The Cold War, a Pivotal Era of Geopolitical Tension and Ideological Conflict. Introduction. The Cold War, a period of intense conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union. Tension and ideological conflict between the United States and the Soviet Union dominated the global landscape from the end of World War II until the early 1990s. As the two superpowers competed for global dominance, the world was divided into two distinct spheres of influence, resulting in a prolonged era of political, economic, and military rivalry. This essay aims to provide an overview of the Cold War, highlighting its causes, key events, and lasting impact on the world. Causes of the Cold War. Ideological differences. The ideological clash between capitalism and communism laid the foundation for the Cold War. The United States, embracing capitalism and democracy, stood in opposition to the Soviet Union, which advocated for communism and a socialist system. World War II and power vacuum. The power vacuum left behind by the devastation of World War II allowed for the expansion of Soviet influence in Eastern Europe, as the Soviet Union sought to establish friendly governments and create a buffer zone against potential Western aggression. Nuclear arms race. The development of nuclear weapons by both superpowers intensified the Cold War. The fear of mutually assured destruction led to an arms race, where both sides sought to outmatch each other in terms of military capabilities. Key events of the Cold War. Truman Doctrine and Marshall Plan. The Truman Doctrine, announced in 1947, pledged U.S. support to countries threatened by communism. The Marshall Plan, implemented the same year, aimed to rebuild war-torn Europe and prevent the spread of communism through economic assistance. Berlin Blockade and Airlift. In 1948, the Soviet Union imposed a blockade on West Berlin, leading to the Berlin Airlift, a massive operation by the United States and its allies to supply the city with necessities. This event showcased the determination of the West to protect its interests. Korean War. The Korean War marked the first proxy war of the Cold War. The conflict arose when North Korea, supported by the Soviet Union and China, invaded South Korea, which was backed by the United States and its allies. The war resulted in a stalemate and further deepened the divide between the two superpowers. Cuban Missile Crisis. The Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962 brought the world to the brink of nuclear war. The discovery of Soviet missiles in Cuba triggered a standoff between the United States and the Soviet Union, with both sides engaging in intense negotiations to avoid a catastrophic confrontation. Lasting impact of the Cold War. The division of the world. The Cold War divided the world into two rival blocs, NATO and the Warsaw Pact, leading to the formation of military alliances and regional conflicts fueled by the superpowers' influence. Space race and technological advancements. The rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union extended to space exploration, resulting in significant technological advancements and the moon landing in 1969. Proxy wars and conflicts. The Cold War witnessed numerous proxy wars, such as the Vietnam War, Afghanistan War, and various conflicts in Africa and Latin America, where the superpowers supported opposing factions, leading to significant loss of life and instability. Fall of the Soviet Union. The Cold War culminated in the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1989 and the subsequent end of the Cold War in the early 1990s. The Soviet Union's dissolution marked a significant shift in global power dynamics and the triumph of the United States as the sole superpower. Nuclear disarmament. The Cold War's constant threat of nuclear annihilation prompted significant efforts towards nuclear disarmament. Treaties such as the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty and the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty aim to reduce the number of nuclear weapons and ease tensions between the
treaties such as the Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty and the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty aimed to reduce the number of nuclear weapons and ease tensions between the superpowers. Globalization and economic impact. The Cold War influenced global economic patterns. The United States and the Soviet Union competed for economic dominance, with the United States championing capitalism and free markets, while the Soviet Union promoted a centrally planned economy. The fall of the Soviet Union opened up new opportunities for market liberalization and globalization. Legacy of suspicion and distrust. The Cold War left a lasting legacy of suspicion and distrust between the former adversaries. Even after the formal end of the Cold War, remnants of this mutual mistrust can still be seen in strained relations between Russia and the West. Conclusion. The Cold War was a pivotal era in global history, characterized by intense geopolitical rivalry and ideological conflict. The clash between the United States and the Soviet Union shaped the world order, resulting in the division of the world into two opposing spheres of influence. The conflict had far-reaching consequences, including proxy wars, technological advancements, and nuclear proliferation. While the end of the Cold War brought about a new era of geopolitical dynamics, its impact continues to reverberate in the realms of politics, economics, and international relations. Understanding the complexities and lessons of the Cold War remains crucial in navigating the challenges of our contemporary world.